The African Center for Media and Information Literacy, AFRICMIL, in collaboration with Social Development Integrated Center, Social Action, on Thursday 7th February 2019, held its South-South Zonal Town Hall meeting in Port-Harcourt, Nigeria. The Town Hall meeting was part of programs lined up under AFRICMIL's Corruption Anonymous project, supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, a project aimed at sensitizing the public about the whistleblower policy of the federal government. In his welcome address, Chido Onumah, the coordinator of AFRICMIL, said Nigerians must be aware that the fight against corruption is not one to be left for the government alone. He said Nigerians can ensure accountability and good governance in the country if they made it a habit to expose corruption. The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Magu, who was represented by Usman Mukhtar, said although the EFCC was always ready to carry out its duties in the fight against corruption, many Nigerians are afraid to blow the whistle for fear of reprisal.
Many would-be whistleblowers are afraid of appraisal, attacks, and other attendant risks involved in volunteering information about suspicious activities around them. However, this challenge is already addressed by the Whistleblower Protection Act, passed by the National Assembly sometime in July 2017.
Umar Maduba, representative of Professor Bolaji Owasanhoye, chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), noted that whistleblowing was an old phenomenon in the commission and advised whistleblowers to have enough information to back up their claims.
Whistleblowing has never been a new phenomenon. It's an old phenomenon. And also another fact of the section of the ICPC, section 25, making a statement which is false or intended to mislead, that any which of the knowledge of the person making the statement or causing the statement to be made is also an offense under the section of the ICPC Act.
Johnson Oludare, who represented Dr. Mohammed Dikwa, Secretary of the Presidential Initiative on Continuous Audit (PICA), said the support of some Nigerians who submit tips has yielded positive results, as huge sums of money have been recovered.
There are some of those that are interim forfeiture. Until the final forfeiture is done and is concluded, and you also agree with me, the slow pace of a legal process in Nigeria have made some of those funds not to be able to reach to the later part where you can put them. So if you just recover money here, 50 billion this hall today, River State government and federal government cannot use it yet until every issue surrounding it has been dispensed of legally. And that explains why some of those funds can still not be touched. But there are some part of that money last year that we even put in the budget, that was even budgeted for, logging into the what's supposed to be the inflow for this year budget. You are going to see some of the recovered funds that is the assets that we recover that are part of what is going to be to fund our budget this year. That explains it. A question was also raised as to why the compensation to the whistleblower is some 2.5%, why some 5%. I was somewhere in Ogun State when I heard about this town hall meeting, and from there I moved to Ondo State, from there to Osun. And yesterday I flew into Lagos to be able to attend this one. I will have come with the chart. It depends on the amount recovered. The minimum that will be entitled to is 2.5%, and the maximum that can under the policy is 5%. You can also, the bill is still pending, but the bill is out. It is not as if the favor Mr. A and paying 5 and favor Mr. B and giving 3%. If you recover between this net to this net, this is the amount. If you recover between this net to this net, as it's going higher, the rate is dropping down. So it's a graduated rate. It's not just a single rate. Help us to also educate other people that may answer that question. It's among those frequently asked questions that we are compiling, that in a town hall meeting like this, we can share to people.
Participants at the event also expressed their views on the whistleblowing policy.
The question is, between the period that the SDF was arrested, or was I don't want to talk about when he was removed. When he was never arrested, now today he's being tried. That's what they said. But the question of the length of time it took for him to be tried. In other words, I'm saying that our perception is that perhaps this thing is politically driven. As you can see, now we want to be sure of the fact that this process is being driven in such a way that it doesn't matter if I'm the one involved or my brother is involved. Let it be done the way it ought to be done.
We are focusing on schools, orientation and all of that, and forgetting the nucleus, the family. No matter how many schools club you set up, if in the family the kids are not taught what is right from what is wrong, I doubt if we'll go far.
Most of the enlightenment we've been doing, people are more concerned about their safety. I think if we put this as number one, if everybody knows that when I talk, nobody will know I talk. Or if I'm doing the whistle blowing, nobody is going to find out that I was the one that blew the whistle. You will hear a lot of whistle blowing, because the truth is that people are scared. Nobody wants to die for Nigerian money. And again, I think one thing again about this corruption that we are talking about, on media we see a lot of past ex-governors, ex-presidents being arrested. In China there was one recently, but there is none in Nigeria where you see an ex-president or an ex-governor that went to jail for what he did. So I think we should fight impunity. It should be removed. Nobody should be free from punishment. This impunity is the reason why corruption is not going. It's continuing.